Is this your favorite poster here?
Oh, absolutely. It knows it's going home with me.
So working on Star Trek must have been so exciting. You were the trendsetter. I mean, I remember growing up watching you, and you're just the apple of my eye. You must.
Thank you.
How do you still get I know you get lots of fans who just love you and respect you so much for your striding forward, for getting women in science, and just being a black woman on TV, on major network TV.
Yeah. It was, I was so delighted to have the role, and I got so involved in creating that role, and Gene Roddenberry, God bless his soul, gave me full range, and it felt like home. It felt like I had written, that I had created her, that she was me already. And he was delighted with the way that, and he gave me full range to create her. And he was very pleased. So you can't get any better than that.
You were just so beautiful on the show. You look great in the outfit. I know I want to emulate you all the time when I was a kid. Now, are you still going to the Star Trek conventions and enjoying them a lot?
Oh, well, one thing you have to know about me is I refuse to do anything that I don't enjoy, including this role that I love. But I never did anything without going to Gene or the director and discussing it with him. And fortunately, just about everything that I came up with, wanted to inject or project, they were, hey, you're a writer, huh? Been peeking into my writing. But they felt it being very important. And a lot of times, they would come to me and say, I've got an idea, what do you think about this? Instead of just doing it and handing it to me and me trying to figure out what to do with it. We'd come and have a talk about it, and they would write it. Ooh, boy, I was, that was just such a, what's the word I'm trying to use? That they thought enough of me, of where I was coming from, because I was so into that character, and that it just thrilled me, And one of the things that they knew is that if there was anything wrong with it or I didn't like something about it, I'd come to them. I wouldn't just change it, because I had too much respect for them. Either they would explain to me, convince me of why it needed to be that way. But those were so few and far between. Once I understood it, I said, oh, I see. What about, though, if I just did this? You're going to do it anyway, so go ahead.
You are feisty as heck. Now, what's the, I know you've gotten letters and notes from fans. What's the one that really sticks in your mind?
Writer's notes?
Notes from your fans?
Oh my goodness. They all stick in my mind. I guess it could be a young boy wrote me, and then I later met him at one of the conventions, because I was going to be at the convention, and he was coming and wanted me to know. And he said, I can see you as Nichelle Nichols, and then you do this thing and become Uhura. And he was so young. He was asking his parents, how does she do that? How can she do, how do actors do that, you know? And apparently, he was a big fan of the show, but he hadn't met any of the characters, and he hadn't met me, so I was this different person. And that just floored him, you know? And he said, I think I want to be an actor. And I said, if you can think that deeply into what I'm doing, because that's exactly what I'm doing. You know, I'm creating a whole different person. That person is not me. He said, that's what I see, you know. And he said, I thought, you know, when I met you, you were going to be Uhura, you know, and be like her. And you're another person. And I really like you, that person. But it just occurred to him. He just realized that the person is there first, and they create a character. That they didn't go out and find, you know, Uhura and shoot her. That someone actually created those characters. To find out that not only do we create our characters, you know, we know what they're about, that for Uhura, I actually really did create her when Gene came to me and told me what he wanted to do, and he says, but I'm not sure what kind of person she is. And I said, of course you are. And I said, how could you not? And he said, okay, go fix it. Go. But he really spoiled me for working with anyone, you know, because he said, who else could? Because I chose you, and when I met you, I wasn't sure who she was and what she was. My other characters I knew Captain Kirk, and I knew what it was when I knew which one wasn't Kirk and which one was Kirk finally. And he said, it's a magical thing about this business. I said, yeah, you don't have to like the person to love them if they become your character. And he said, he looked at me and he said, you scare me. Because that was exactly what he meant. You know? And I said, you have this incredible ability to recognize the character that you've created. And he looked at me and he said, I never put it that way or thought of it that way, but that is exactly that's exactly what we do. You know, we create this character, we're not quite sure fully, but then we find the actor, the person who's going to play that, and they fill in what we already know, but didn't realize it. Isn't that wonderful? Well, if you're an actor and somebody tells you that and you have really given them what they want, it's an amazing feat. It's an amazing achievement, and it's about the best compliment you can get in this business. You know, that you are indeed that character. You know, I have people who said, I know you. I just know you. I knew who your character was the minute you opened your mouth. So, you know, the moment I saw you, the moment you opened your mouth, I knew that's Uhura.
Wow. I mean, working with Mr. Roddenberry, working on Star Trek must have just been... It's the highlight of my life talking to you right now, because I loved Star Trek when I was growing up.
And I'm telling you, we all feel that way. Anyone who works with him, even people who have disagreements with him, that end of it, they back off. You know, they bow because the man was incredible.
There are so many women actresses who can look towards you for being where they are now, and I want to thank you so much for speaking with me.
Thank you
and
so
for showing Uhura, because she was like one of the first Black characters